Hello everyone, and welcome to a little productive day in my life as a university student, study with me type of video. So I like to wake up bright and early and start my studying day off at 6:30. So while that is happening, it is still dark outside, and I really like the mornings. Like, I'm definitely a morning person. I suck at working on school stuff or anything productive for that matter in the evening, so the morning is when I get most of my stuff done. So I'm just writing a quick little to-do list for the day on these cute little craft paper sticky notes and getting together some of my supplies that I'm going to be using throughout the day. So after eating breakfast and getting ready for the day, I start off by putting my to-do list on the computer and just checking all of my school updates to see if there's any new assignments or lectures posted online. So right now I am doing all of my classes online except for a couple of labs that are in person throughout the semester. So I have a combination of synchronous and asynchronous work, so some live Zoom lectures, but most of them are pre-posted, which I really like, so that I can do them on my own time and I can also speed them up. So the first thing I'm going to be doing today is watching and making notes for a pre-recorded anatomy and physiology lecture. So I just download this and then I like to increase the speed to make it go a lot faster, especially for some professors that talk really slowly. It's really helpful for some. I don't like to speed them up because they already talk fast enough and there's enough information coming at me, but this one I find that the professor is very slow and we don't go through a ton of content, so it's a really nice way to speed up the process of getting through a lot of lecture content. So today I actually had to do a total of 3 lecture content videos because I missed a lecture from the week prior, so I'm going to be doing a lot of those today, but with speeding it up, it does make everything so much easier and go by a lot quicker. And here's a quick little look at my notes after finishing this first lecture. There wasn't a lot of content for this one, and most of the stuff was a review on stuff that I had learned previously, so pretty easy. I checked that off of my to-do list, and at this point in the morning, the sun is finally starting to rise, so that's always a nice little surprise every day. Okay, so now on to the next lecture for a different class. So I'm doing the same thing. I downloaded the video so that I could increase the speed. I can't actually do it on my school's interface for all of the content and stuff, unfortunately, so I have to download the lecture every time in order to increase the speed, but I think it's definitely worth it to make the process go a lot quicker. So for this class, I had 2 lectures that I had to do because the professor was slow in uploading the lectures, which seems to be a frequent thing for a lot of my classes, unfortunately, so I just caught up on those, and then once they're posted, I like to get through them right away so I can get that content behind me and I can keep on moving forward. So I'm just doing a bunch of, I think this was a class where we were working on an assignment kind of together, so I was doing that for a little bit, and yeah, so here's just me making some notes on my iPad. I think later on, once I'm done this semester, I'm going to do a digital notes flip through type of thing of all of my digital notes for my first ever semester of doing notes on my iPad. So I think that'll be a fun little video coming up. Usually at this time, I take a little workout break and then I made myself a snack and some coffee, and I brought that back up to my desk and I got back to work on some more stuff. So on this day, I had to prep for a chemistry lab, which is in person, one of my only things that is in person. So I just pulled out my lab manual and I just worked through some of the calculations that I was going to have to do and just making sure that I understood all of the steps involved in the lab. So doing all of my pre-lab stuff and prep took me about an hour, and then once that was done, it was time for another break and some lunch. So I just crossed that guy off of my to-do list, and I took about an hour break to eat some lunch and to relax a little bit. And I also ended up adding some more stuff to my to-do list to do later because I was pretty ahead of schedule. So after my lunch break, I decided to make a smoothie, and it looked so pretty that I wanted to include it in this video. And I got out some loose leaf and a pencil and turned my very ugly computer back on, and it is time to get back to work. In the morning, I was doing prep for my lab portion of my chemistry course, but now in the afternoon, I'm doing some more work on the lecture portion of the chemistry course. So I am just going and watching through some of these pre-recorded lecture videos. Most of these I had already reviewed the material through the textbook, but I wanted to just go ahead and watch these to make sure that I wasn't forgetting anything or missing anything important and stuff like that. So I just made some notes on my loose leaf paper. Sometimes I do my notes on my iPad, sometimes I handwrite them. It really depends. I like to kind of do like a super in-depth detailed one on my iPad, so I have them all together. But then when I'm like going back through the material for like a second or third time, I tend to do that on loose leaf or paper. I'm not really sure the method that or why I do this, but it works well for me. And sometimes I like to just give my eyes a little break from looking at a screen all day long, or even my iPad, to have a break because I am using it a lot. And yeah, sometimes it's just nice to write on nice good old paper instead of with an iPad and Apple Pencil. So I worked on going through some more chemistry content for a couple of hours, and then I kind of called it quits for the day. I like to get most of my stuff done in the morning so that I can relax in the evenings and do other things other than school, but this obviously changes on a day-to-day basis depending on if I have upcoming exams or tests or other things that I have to finish. But yeah, that is my productive day in my life as a university student. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to chat with you in the comments. So I think that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.